Yep, I'm doing this. Now wait just 1 minute. Before you decide to click on this video, give it a dislike, and make your exit, hear me out. Also consider while watching this video that I am not a TV critic, nor would I personally consider myself a consumer of strictly only masterpieces produced in media. I am literally just a regular guy providing a simple review and perspective on my opinions about a show. So, that new hit show Velma. Okay, let me rephrase that. The new show Velma that recently started airing on HBO Max has been picking up quite the criticisms online. Created by Charles Grandy, the show is supposed to stand as an adult precursor to the Mystery Inc. gang before becoming the group that we've all come to know and love today. As you might guess, the show revolves around Velma Dinkley, one of the series' brilliant minds who aids in solving mysteries. In this show, we're introduced to Velma in a different light than before, as she hails from an Indian background and seems to be much of an outcast due to her being rather different from other kids in her city. She has a much more prideful, know-it-all attitude and can't exactly seem to fit in with just about any group of students. In a sense, this isn't really the Velma Dinkley that we've grown up with. So, as of the time that I am creating this video, there are 2 episodes currently out, and people have been extremely vocal about these. Just about any site that harbors reviews about Velma has placed this show in the gutter, and I honestly can't remember the last time I saw a show garner so much hate. IMDb, Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes, Google Reviews, Reddit. It's all the same story. I'd be lying if I said this wasn't a factor in me wanting to at least check out the show, just to form my own opinion. After actually watching this, yeah, I can agree in saying that some of these responses to the show are pretty valid. So before actually checking out the voices of the critics, I decided to watch the show for myself, just to see what I could get out of it. The only prior information that I saw in regards to it was the low ratings, but not specifically what people were saying. Just going off my own experience, the show does seem to have a number of fair criticisms that can be made. The biggest one that I particularly noticed that also stood out to a number of other viewers was that the characters don't really seem like themselves, which is to say, this doesn't feel like a Scooby-Doo show. In fact, Scooby himself is not in the show. Like others have stated, how can you have a Scooby-Doo show minus the Scoob? I mean, come on, just bring back our lovable dog. In any case, for the characters that we do see, Velma seems to be portrayed as a much more stuck-up version of herself, almost having a know-it-all attitude as if she can never be wrong. I believe Daphne was just the girl who had a glow-up and became popular. Fred is literally just there for the comedic purpose of being rich, white, having a prepubescent body for laughs, and yeah, that's kind of it so far. The show has no problem constantly reminding viewers of that. Shaggy is now known as his government name, Norville. And in this timeline, he's vocal about the fact that he's one of the cool kids, because he said no to drugs. For now. We'll see where things go with that. The show also doesn't seem to focus on multiple isolated mysteries like the franchise normally does. It's kind of just 2 big ones at the moment. Though, of course, that could change throughout the season. Really need to give the story some more time to develop first. And I get that usually with an all-new series, there's going to be a new spin placed on it. But it sort of feels like this show took a little too many liberties with that. Ultimately, Velma could have been something else without having the ties to the Scooby-Doo franchise in its name. At least if the show was going to be its own thing, Scooby-Doo fans and other groups might not have had such a hard time consuming this show. The show Velma also seems to make jokes referring to modern media / popular culture, although a few of them have been pointed out to be rather inappropriate, given the case. It's also very in your face with referencing constant tropes and also smashing down the fourth wall with a bulldozer. It makes fun of a trope, then plays it right out. I do wish Velma was more subtle with all of this and didn't hit us too often with these tropes or wall breaking. Upon finishing the first two episodes, I took to the internet and saw that a lot of people had almost the exact same criticisms as I did, or noticed other problems with the show. Some folks said that the show was trying to be too woke with shoving diversity down their throats. Others said the show just did diversity in a negative, sort of stereotypical way. Others, like me, really just think this should have been its own thing without ties to the Scooby-Doo franchise. The biggest question that I've seen echoed was, who was this show made for, exactly? Beyond all of this, Velma still has its moments that hit me with a few chuckles here and there, and I wasn't completely upset with it. Despite having their own issues, some of the characters drew me in with their personalities, and some scenes are random, but they still kind of hit. And no, it was not any scene with any of those roaches. All of those occurrences just seemed unnecessary. Velma does not exactly do anything revolutionary or groundbreaking, but at least for me, it wasn't bottom of the barrel, low tier garbage. Now, despite stating this, I'm not sure exactly how long I'll really watch the show for, or if it really might be worth coming back to in the future, though I do still hope that the creators, directors, writers, and whoever are able to make adjustments where possible and give this show a bit more redemption. I know for some people this might seem a little bit different from what I usually post on this channel, but I just wanted to give my quick insights on this matter. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.